Let me know if you can hear me and if anything's lagging. And also, hello, all three of you. Hello. Hi, Sunday. Hi, Texas. Yay, you can hear me. Wonderful. It's going to be a really boring stream. I just put it on because I wanted some company while I did dishes. So it's actually not dishes. I bought some cookie cutters. Are we experiencing any sort of visual lag? Because it's looking laggy on my end. I don't think it matters because we're potatoing anyway. So I figure there's going to be more of me who are also bored and tired. So welcome. If you like company to be bored with, Jeff, I love Trader Joe's. Why would I shame you for that? Please, sir. Trader Joe's is like 50% of my life, okay? The other 50% is eating what I got from Trader Joe's. So I hope you enjoy Trader Joe's, and I hope you check out all the fantastic snacks. Hello, everyone. Can you see this? I just thrifted this pot today. I went to Remix Market in Long Island City with my friend Dan, and I found this clear Pyrex pot, and I've always wanted one of these. So now I have one of these. I'm so excited. I've been waiting to thrift a pot about this size, and I found one today, and it was 10 bucks. It was 10 bucks. So I'm boiling some water in there to like sterilize it and clean it. And I'm washing out this cookie tin that came with cookie cutters in it. So we'll be washing all the cookie cutters that I got, and I can show off some of the cutters that came with it. They're all very old school, and they all are a little bit stained, which is why I'm trying to clean them. But it's gonna be very chill. Maybe we'll clink a few bowls. I'm feeling extremely tired today. I was like planning on going to the gym, but I don't think I can make it. And I look like The Rock. Okay, great. I can smell the rust on this cookie box. I'm gonna pour some baking soda in to try to de-rustify some of the edges, but we're not gonna worry too much about it. Because that's the thing about buying old things, is they come with spots and history, and you can't wipe out all of the history. It's fascinating that you thought The Rock and not like Steve Jobs. YouTube, where are my comments, sir? Where are my comments? Yeah, just one of those tech startup people who turned out to be a huge scam and abuser. Pick one, anyone. They all got their own HBO shows and Hulu. And it's a showcase for how serious these actors are when they act serious. We love it. Hi, Germany. We're just cleaning today, okay? I don't want to mislead people. I might make some Chinese donut dough for Grandma. She is not a fan of the scallion pancakes that I bought her because she claims they are tough to chew. So I'm going to go back to the soft Chinese donuts for her. And I might put in some cornmeal into her dough this time. Thank you. I like my wrist tattoo. That was an unintended pun. Is that a pun? I don't know. But yes, I'm cleaning. It is very therapeutic and meditative for me. I don't know if I've seen that photo of The Rock, but I will just say, guys, I think I've come to the realization that COVID has really fucked up my hormones. I just made the connection today, or yesterday rather, when I started experiencing, hi England, I started experiencing like breakouts and body fatigue and this feeling of like unsettled stomach that usually precedes my period onset. And I just realized that in the last 40 days, I've had 2 cycles already and I feel another one coming on. And that would mean that within the span of 2 months, I might have like 3 cycles, which leads me to think that my hormones are fucked up. And when your hormones are fucked up, that probably also leads to a lot of different kinds of fatigue manifesting. I think my period and menses in general have always been sort of irregular due to different bodily conditions, but I think it's become worse with COVID. So I'm not really sure what's happening, but that's my theory right now. Wait for the hair loss? Great. Love it. Cannot wait to have hair loss too on top of all of this. Okay, I want to show you this cookie tin. I'm going to turn that heat off because I think we have sterilized enough. I love how the handle doesn't get hot. I can lift this and it doesn't get hot. That's fantastic. This is also safe to touch despite this being absolutely bonkers boiling. So fantastic engineering on making sure that these things are heat-proof. The top of this is actually pretty hot, but the parts where you would actually hold it to lift it is not. So I went to Remix Market, which is like a thrift store basically in Long Island City. They used to be in Astoria, and they get all of their stuff from Junk Luggers, the company of people who hire them to clean out their house. And the brand on the lid says Pyrex, and the pot itself is Vision Corning USA 1.5 liters. Okay, and So Remix Market is basically a really cool place where I'm gonna use paper towel. I'm gonna use Mom's scratchy old paper towel for this. So basically, people don't want their shit. Junk lovers come. A lot of it is furniture. They stock it and they sell it, and they tend to give away free things on Fridays. And they also give away a lot of stuff to nonprofits. And it's great. I loved seeing everything there. I really want a mirror, but I couldn't carry it back today. And I got this pot for $10. So it's great. I'm very happy with the purchase. I hope it lasts me a while. I hope it doesn't crack, shatter randomly, but who knows. And as I was checking out with the pot, I saw that they had a bag hung up on the wall that said cookie cutter. And I was like, whoa, that looks retro. And I asked them, is there actually a cookie cutter in there, or is it just a box? And they were like, yeah, it's a cookie cutter. And I was like, oh, there's also a cookie tin in the same bag. Are there cookie cutters in the tin too? And they said, yeah. And this bag of cookie cutters was $15, but because it's post-Christmas, they were having like a 60 or 65% off deal on all of their Christmas items. So I ended up snagging this for like $6 and change. I love silk material, yes. There's so many different types of silk textures. I love them all. And so let me just show you the original thing that caught my eye, which was this box. So old school, right? It looks so dingy. It looks like it's probably from like the 70s or 80s, or maybe even older. I don't know. But it says cookie cutter with a Y ending. 8 inches high. I thought there would be at least 2 cutters in here, but actually it's a 2-in-1 cutter. And when you open it up, it's just a humongous, look, this is how big this cookie is. It's like my entire chest size. It's a humongous cookie cutter, like a gingerbread man cookie cutter. So pretty excited. And there is no UPC on it as far as I can see. But yeah, nothing. This paper has nothing. So I got this cutter in this retro box that is falling apart, along with this cookie tin with a whole, I would say, dozen cookie cutters, but some of which are really boring and just little tart shells, for on sale for $6 and change. So I consider it a great deal. If for nothing else than to just have this, I kind of I don't want to keep this box. It's like so old and kind of gross, but I do kind of want to cut this out and maybe put it on my fridge. I think it would be a really cool decoration. Am I destroying history? Yeah, but like whatever. History goes on with or without you preserving it, you know? It is embedded in all of us. So I'm going to throw this in the sink and we're going to clean all of our cookie cutters. But the next thing that I wanted to show you was the box, the cookie box that the cookie cutters came in. I think it's a gorgeous box. It's got a lot of rust and stains on it, but it's like a wonderful painting. Sky, trees, cottage, dog, people on this weird wagon that's in the water. I'm really confused. And the sides of the box are very cute and contained, but still ornate. And it says the Haywain. Haywain is spelled Haywain, And it says John Constable, National Gallery, London. So this is, I guess, a real painting that they've reproduced. And this original painting was by John Constable, titled The Haywain, and it lives in the National Gallery, I guess. So then, you know, it's just the normal tin on the inside, a little bit misshapen with edge. I'm trying to like, with age, I mean, and I'm trying to like push it in a little bit, but you know, it's just going to be warped, whatever. And on the back, you have a glossary of all the cookies that used to live in here. That I probably shouldn't have wet, but I did. So, oops. But it says, un assortiment des meilleurs biscuits d'Angleterre. I guess English. So an assortment of the best cookies or biscuits of England. And the design on this container was commissioned for the exclusive use of Elks Biscuit Limited. This tin contains a selection from the assortment illustrated. And there's Swiss cream, shortcake, orange flavored shorty, chocolate fruit crunch, wafer, malted milk, custard cream, lemon flav shorty, which looks amazing. Lincoln Balmoral? Wow, wait, that's a weird name. Argyle shortcake, jam and cream, and butter crunch. Pretty cute. Pretty cute. I wish I had better resolution on my potato phone, but I don't. So, even just for this tin alone, I would have paid like $2. So I think I got a pretty good deal. And now what I'm going to do is pour this boiling water on top of all the cookie cutters inside the sink so that I could get them started on a scrub. It's hot. I'm feeling very blessed to have scored these treats today. So I guess we will start with this rusty, ginormous gingerbread man, huh? Do you want to potentially move closer to the sink? I mean, I don't think you can get... I just opened the window. You tell me if the resolution gets better, but I don't think we can get better than potato resolution because we're on the shitty phone that still has audio but has worse picture quality from the front camera. Was Lincoln Baumstomp? I don't know. It didn't say so, but it kind of looks like a round cookie with lots of little concentric dots. Like very even concentric dots. So you tell me. Yeah, I can see this Lex 02116. Y'all be asking some strange ass questions. You tell me if the resolution gets worse, but I'm hoping that you can see these cookie cutters as I wash them. Can you still see me? What's $58? What's $58? Good night, Germany. Oh my god, the tin is $58? Holy shit. Okay, that's excessive. That is very excessive. That's crazy. That's insanity. I would never pay $58 for a cookie tin unless they were made out of sterling silver. Then I might consider it. By the way, I love these moments where I show you what I thrift and you guys are so good at Googling them and telling me in real time how much they're going for elsewhere. It makes it feel like we're thrifting together, which I guess we are. We're gonna wash his little crotch area, you know, make sure he's real clean everywhere. I wonder what kind of... Should I make a huge gingerbread man and destroy him? Maybe tomorrow? Do you guys want a midday bake? Bake with me? Wow, second most beloved painting. So, you guys can chat amongst yourselves or ask me questions, but it's going to be pretty boring because I don't have enough energy right now to do anything else except wash. But I'm very happy to be here and to open up this virtual gathering of lonely, depressed, tired souls. Happy Sunday. Happy fucking Sunday. Apparently you get demonetized if you curse within the first 15 seconds of a YouTube video. Apparently that's the new arbitrary rule. And some creators have already started making fun of this arbitrary rule. So, we can either listen to the sounds of me scrubbing away, or we can talk about Sunday scaries and what it means for us having internalized this capitalistic grind, or we can talk about nothing at all. Anything. Hi, Malaysia. What's your question about Chinese greens? Not that I can answer those questions adequately, but hi, Florida. How do you stop feeling lost in life? Well, first you have to ask yourself where you want to find yourself in life. And if you can't answer where you want to be, then you will always feel lost. Does that make sense? And sometimes being lost is not at all a bad thing, especially if you don't have a destination in mind. Sometimes it's okay to just wander. Another way to say that you're lost is just to say that you're comfortable with being where you are and going wherever life may take you. Being lost insinuates this feeling of having to be somewhere, having an obligation to do something, having a duty to become someone that has a function and a purpose. But sometimes there's not a lot of functions and purpose. And sometimes it's okay. Welcome to the Finding New Jobs Club. What do you guys think? Is talking about Sunday scaries going to make them go away? I think talking about Sunday scaries won't necessarily make them go away, but will loosen their power on you psychologically. I think especially if you talk about them in a communal setting and everybody is sharing why and what and the details of it, it kind of makes the boogeyman a little bit defanged, one might say. You know, a lot of things can happen in terms of defanging scariness when you do it in concert with other people. So I bought some chow feng. I have no idea what that is. So when I buy a Chinese green, I usually just wash it really well, dry it, saute it with some oil, salt, garlic, and maybe some, chili oil and whatnot. Keep the spices simple, and I eat it. Sometimes I like to do it with fish balls, the prepped fish balls that you find in Asian markets. Look at me, just flinging rust and baking soda everywhere on Mom's cashmere. But yeah, I don't really have any advice. Just cook it like you would cook it kale or broccoli. Treat it like you would treat broccoli. Most Chinese greens can be treated the way you treat broccoli. Yes, these are cookie cutter thrift lines, indeed. And obviously a little pinch of MSG goes a long way too, if you'd like. If you like that in your midst. At night is when depression is the hardest, for sure. I did not wear the Birkenstock boots because I want to exchange them for a smaller size. Gina, girlfriend, you have a mortgage and you keep gifting me money. How generous. But also stop it. Pay off your mortgage. But also thank you. But also stop it. I do appreciate you all, but unless you are fucking filthy rich, please stop sending me money. I appreciate all the kind thoughts, but I think a lot of us are just all in the same kind of social class, and I don't want to take your money unless you are making 6 figures and don't have debt. Okay? If you make 6 figures and you don't have debt, you can give me money. Anything below that, stop it. But I do appreciate you all. I think it is very heartwarming, and it makes me so glad that you feel compelled enough to give me money. It makes me feel warm, and it makes me feel loved, and it makes me feel cared for, and it makes me feel like my content has been helping you in such a way that you feel moved to give me gifts. And I thank you for that sense of community, for sure, and that sense of love and care, for sure, but also being realistic about the economy that we live in, and being aware of, you need to sustain yourself and your families, and you're also working super hard for your money. I get it. So just take care of yourself first. And I want to see you happy too, I want to see you happy too. Christine, you can Venmo me. At my Instagram handle is the same as my Venmo handle. It's fake 9 stars. But do you make 6 figures and do you have debt? You have to clear those 2 questions first before you send me money. Okay, so this came in the cookie box. Do we know what it is? Yeah, see? Don't send me money. If you fail those 2 questions, don't send me money. Do we know what this is? It looks like it's a stopper of some kind, and I think it's trash. So I think I will throw it away. Okay. You don't have to answer those questions, obviously. This is a very public place. Please don't answer those questions for your personal safety. But they're more of like a rhetorical, please, measure yourself against these guidelines and know where you stand financially and know that I am currently not starving and oh, interesting. To clean out smaller parts of the cookie cutter. Well, that's why I have a toothbrush. Oh, a birthday candle holder. That's fascinating. Wow. I never thought about that. You're absolutely right. That's what it could be. Damn. Look at these bright minds we have in here. Favorite Mexican dish? I don't think I'm well versed enough in Mexican food to give you a favorite Mexican dish. But honestly, I'm so gringo. I just really love my burritos. A flour tortilla wrapped with carbs and beans? Hell yeah. I have a feeling I'm going to get a lot of mileage out of this one. I love making round cookies. Like burritos, I believe, are one of those items that are very kind of fusion hybrid. They were first created to satisfy the kind of, borders, the border cuisine, American palates, which is to say, like, beef and broccoli in terms of Chinese cuisine is very Chinese American. I don't think I ever grew up with beef and broccoli. Yeah, I like the new kitchen's color too. What are muchachas? What are muchachas? I love cilantro. See, it really does suck if you don't like cilantro. One of my favorite herbs for sure. It's currently 4:30 p.m. here. So is it daytime? I guess. Not nighttime yet. My hands are gonna suffer after this much scrubbing and baking soda, but you know what? Worth it. I don't have any plans. The year of the cat. Is the cat one of the zodiac animals? I did not know that. I have had shakshuka. I don't know how legit, but I'm glad you like my channel, and I'm glad you like this mumblecore slices of life, because I certainly like putting on the mumblecore slices of life. I am just as lonely as everyone else, and I think it's time we stop feeling bad about feeling lonely and just be together however we can, and not make it feel like this is any less of a connection than anything else. I mean, it might be, but who cares, right? I know you can't see my face. I can't have you see the cookie cutters and my face at the same time. Also, my face is like really tired and bloated today, and I don't like it. So I'm cool with you not seeing my face. I ate too much salt, too much sugar, and just too much peanut butter in the last week, and my body is not happy. And it makes me feel ashamed, so I'm trying to be kind to myself. Oh, I see. You don't have rabbit. You have cat. Wow. That's fascinating. Thank you for telling me that variation from the Thai zodiac. I had no idea. I love this horse or donkey. I don't know if I'm gonna make cookies, but like if I ever wanted to make ginormous animal crackers, these would be perfect. Sandy, I went to your grandma and I stole them. Let me know if she wants them back. Oh, another flower. Okay. I guess you can never have too many flowers. I do wish I got all different cookie cutters because, you know, why would you need more than one of the same cookie cutters? But life gives you what it gives you, and you decide what you take and what you leave behind and what you do with it, I suppose. And I'm choosing to cherish all of them because I simply love the fact that I found these today. And they make me feel very warm and happy inside, which is exactly what I need on a day like this. Well, Sandy, why don't we just think that these are your grandmother's cookie cutters and that I'm in charge of them now? Would you ever let us buy cookies you made? Hell fucking yeah, I would. Do you live in New York? I refuse to ship things. I just feel like baked goods especially need to not be shipped. But yeah, I would sell them. The time here is 4:37 p.m. I did not visit the Filipina bakery that got famous during COVID, but I think I know what you're talking about. I'm skeptical of all of these Instagram things that blow up and then get so much media coverage. I just feel like something about it, I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know what I'm saying yet. I haven't formulated thoughts, but a lot of it is just like luck, you know, like they developed the audience or they got the press that they needed and they got famous, which is great. It's fine. But like the fame that comes with it, the wait lists that come with it, the kind of class and clout that comes with it, I don't know. I don't know how to feel. Have you ever had any Brazilian food? We're having a coup in here. Uh-oh. Yo, shipping to Canada is no joke. It's so expensive. I shipped one of my mom's baby clothing to Canada to a viewer. It was expensive. I don't know if I've had much Brazilian food. I've had Brazilian desserts for sure. It is very sweet. How is your coup? Are you guys okay? Are you safe? What is the media not reporting on? Tell us all the latest deets. It's like we're our own little Twitter here. The thing about a lot of like Latin American cuisine is that they tend to be very meat heavy, and I'm not really a meat eater. So I think that's a lot of why I haven't really gotten to know Latin cuisine very well. Wait, University of North Texas? No, this is definitely not a University of North Texas cup, but I'm fascinated to think that you think it is. Oh wait, you're totally joking. I just got it. Sorry, it's the COVID brain. I do apologize. I appreciate the joke. That was very witty. Thank you so much. Yes, it is a tattoo on my wrist. I love him. His name is Batty. You know, I'm getting so much baking soda on Mom's cashmere. I'm going to put on a flannel shirt, and I'll be right back. I feel bad doing this to her clothes. We're going to wear the shirt backwards for full coverage. Basically, we've been having troubles with far-right idiots since our election in October. They have taken to Brasilia to illegitimately take the presidential palace. Damn. I got the tattoo earlier in December. What ingredients will you use when you make the tricolor quinoa from Trader Joe's? I don't know, Gina. I might just like cook the quinoa and then toss it in with other leftovers to make a grain salad. Those are the types of food that I make for myself. I don't really go in with an idea. It's more of just like an assembly of stuff that I already have in the fridge to make my meals. You might think because I cook for my job that I cook all the time elaborate meals, but actually not true. I just eat whatever. It's funny, a lot of chefs, like professional chefs, just eat like crap at home because by the time they make it home from their jobs, they're too tired to actually eat things. There's like taste bud burnout too, you know? They work with fancy flavors and flavor development all day long, and when they get home, they just want like a bag of chips and a Coke. Is it worrying? Is it worrying that right-wing folks are on the rise, or is this just kind of like the rhythms of our culture and history of humanity? Is it basically just like the politics of our seasonality? Guys, like, history just repeats itself over and over again, right? And we're just here as witnesses, right? And I think all we can do is try to be on the side that we consider to be correct when the time comes. I think that's all we can do. I've really stopped worrying about the future because I realized in talking with grandma every day, she keeps asking my uncle, hey, is Beijing any better? Like, what's happening? You guys must take care of yourself. It's a matter of life and death. And she'll always say this one thing. She'll say, 哎呀，这是个灾年呐，灾年, which means it's a year of catastrophes, right? Just like a catastrophic year. But she's been saying that ever since mom died. So we're gonna hit like 3 years soon of a catastrophic year. And really, grandma's right, I guess. Every year is filled with catastrophes. But also, if every year is a catastrophe, then that just becomes normal, right? So then is it catastrophic? I think it's just what we have to deal with now. Oh, yes, the whole please pop out a baby thing. You know, what I tell people is the more you tell me to do shit, the less likely I am to do it. So why don't you go ahead and keep saying how much you want me to have a baby. Also, what is this shape? Is this a penguin? He looks like a pengy. Oh, it's a pig. What? Oh, I guess it could be a pig. What? Wow. Huh. Whoa, but it could be a pengy. Maybe. Yeah, I mean, the more they tell me that I should be saying something and comparing me to other people and putting the peer pressure on me, the more I have fuel to make their lives as hard as they're making mine. So I start asking them questions like, is there anything you regret about having kids? Like, what's the hardest part about being a parent? How would you handle when your kid rebels and hates you? Have you talked about what you want to do when you die with your kids? And now that I have a dead mom and I went through all of those things, I have license to ask those questions. I have license to ask the questions that nobody dare asks. because they're too afraid to think about the consequences of their actions, and all they do is propel forward narratives of what they think you ought to do because they've been taught you should do this, so they just keep propelling it. Fuck that shit. Let's talk about the difficult parts, huh? Let's talk about the price and costs of these things before we sign up to buy ourselves a whole lifestyle that we didn't think through. Let's think through what it would mean to have a child that isn't ideal. We're not even a quarter of the way through, but I need a snack break and my hands are pruning. Also, I'm having a stomach ache that is worryingly close to cramps. Is there a camel in there? Oh, there is a camel in there. We'll watch that one next. You know why else I think I'm about to have my period? Because I keep eating chocolate. The myth is real. Or maybe I just am using it as an excuse to say that it's real because all I want to do is eat chocolate. And apparently somebody told me that Trader Joe's chocolate has lead in it. So this is lead chocolate. Let's drink some water. Damn. Are you recovered from the abortion? You don't have to answer. That's a very personal question, but I hope you are feeling better after that. Okay. Back to the wash and grind. Camel next. I think I have to make animal crackers, guys. Animal crackers just needs to be a video, I think. I think I want to make chocolate animal crackers. I refuse to wear gloves. I need to feel the clean. I need to feel the finish on the cookie cutters. So my hands are going to be disgusting for another week and a half, but I know what I'm signing up for. Freddie, how dare you? I'm unhinged every single fucking day. For you guys, not always. Just for you guys, I'm unhinged. You bring out another side of me that I am very appreciative of you for allowing me to do. Yeah, it's not unhinged if it's the norm, and it's not catastrophic if it's the norm. We all just have to adjust our baseline. Do you like Hinge? I enjoyed being on Hinge for 10 days. But 10 days was all I could take. I ended up coming away with a couple of friends, and I really enjoyed the experience. Is that what you were asking? I don't even know if that's what you were asking. The wordplay in this community can be too much for me to digest all at once. We can do animal crackers and flour crackers. I had this very hilarious experience on Hinge where I didn't know what the functions did. So one day I just turned off my age range and you're seeing the thrift haul. This is the cookie cutter. Is there a kangaroo? I don't see one. There was one day where I turned off the age range and my inbox was like flooded by a dozen 45-year-olds. I don't know what it is about 45-year-olds, but they really seem to be into me. Hello, Poland. Ooh, lemon poppy seed, everything. Yes. I'm totally game with a lemon poppy seed icing on the animal crackers. You are 19? Holy shit. Happy to have you here. We love the people of the future. I'm already very old, guys. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling my age. It's getting rough. After you hit Jesus year, you only feel death and rebirth over and over again. Some days you feel death for far longer than you wish you would. Poppy seeds are amazing in dessert, but I find that their texture and flavor work best in a butter cookie. So I can't wait. Can't wait to make some poppy seed cookies. Poppy seed shortbread will be lit. Is that what the kids say still, or is that just old people speak now? I can never keep up with the slang these days. It'll be litty. I guess maybe guys in their 40s feel like they don't want to rob the cradle, and so 30s seem safe enough. You know. But unless I'm going with a sugar daddy situation, I can't really flex my age for more than 5 years in either direction. And I can only flex 5 years if they're older than me. I can't flex 5 years younger than me, I think. I can only flex like 2 to 3 years younger than me. It would feel really weird for me to date anyone in their 20s, TBH. Not because I don't think, they're mature enough, but I would just feel kind of outdated at this point because I feel like I have changed a lot since my late 20s. And I think there would just be some things that would feel like I'm almost like talking to such an idealistic version of someone that it would make me feel like I'm prematurely ruining them. They just wouldn't understand. Hi, Norway. Is this an angel? I swear, these retro shapes are so weird. This angel looks so weird. Hi, UK. Hi, Denmark. I hope I haven't given your kids who love watching me a potty mouth. Or, I hope I have. Yes, you may see it again. There you are. I'm such a bad influence. But you know what? I think you'd rather it be me as their bad influence than the rest of the world as their bad influence, you know? Hi, Australia. Yo, your time difference is kind of insane, right? What time is it over there? For a long time in my life, I thought I might be an au pair. I think I would actually make a really good au pair if the parents understood my personality and was game. Hi, Seattle, Low Tide, and Susan. Oh, it's 11 a.m. in New Zealand. Okay. Hi, New Zealand. Did you find an alpaca farm for me yet? I guess it could be a flower, like a really weird tulip. Upside down. It's like a Rorschach test, but cookie cutter. Sparrow's fart? Hilarious. We've made it halfway through. I'm already starting to think about my next snack, y'all. My next snack. Maybe figs with peanut butter. This is a bun bun. I'm pretty sure this is a bunny. Does anybody disagree? Does anybody feel like they see something completely different? I think I used to like Disney, but Disney now just seems kind of shitty, honestly. I don't know. What has Disney made recently? Not sure. Hi, Athena. It could be a hippo? I'm not seeing it, but sure. I don't really know what this is. I think it's a bun bun. And I believe Suzuku owns a bun bun, so I trust her. Ooh, a capybara. That's innovative. I don't think the head shape is quite right, but don't know. This will be the wild card in my animal cookie. What I'm most excited about is that it came with these little tart shells. Now, a whole stack of these tart shells I've seen being sold on eBay for like 15 bucks. And let me count how many of these there are that came in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We have 10 of these plus one of these. What do we make? What do we make with these shells? This is a steal. Yeah, and this isn't cheap metal either. They feel heavy. I'm gonna have so much fun making mini tarts. It's gonna be cray cray. We could make so many things, guys. I'm very excited. I hope I live for at least 3 more years so I can get some use out of these shells. Peanut butter pies. Holy shit. You guys. I'm sure I'll make a community post when I'm ready to bake with these. And I'll be like, here are the tart shells. Tell me all the fillings you want. And then I'll make a 3-hour video with different things made with these tart shells. Okay? Does that sound like something you would watch? Just completely off the wall. 3-hour video using these tart shells. It'll just be like 50 recipes. And me going insane. Maybe I just have to carve out a niche on YouTube for myself. Oh, I don't want private dating content thingy. Let's get rid of you. Let's report you. Yeah, do we have any? My hands are wet. Do we have any mods who can take care of these sex bots? Please. Thank you. Thank you, Allison. You the best. No worries. That's why we have so many mods. I think Godzilla Pie used to be a mod, but I think they are no longer. Or maybe I just imagined that. Oh, you've never been a mod. See, our collective memories, there is a term for this actually, when people collectively misremember something. There's a whole Wikipedia entry on this. I just forget what it's called. But this is a phenomenon that's been known to happen to swaths of people, where they convince themselves of falsities and they are all in on a common delusion. And then you're like, whoa, what is reality? Do you keep in touch with that guy who works at the chocolate factory? Yeah, his name is Palm Queen. He works at Rocca Chocolate. He's amazing. He's such a cute and just one of those rare people who have morals and artistry and backbone and conviction. And he's really into apples, and it's one of my favorite accounts to follow on Instagram. Yeah, Berenstain Bears, exactly. That's one of the most well-known examples. They are pretty tedious to use. That's why it's going to take me for fucking ever to make that video. Anyway, I think I just like, this is one of those things that I will just like having, you know? But I do think we're going to have to make mini egg tarts. One day. I don't know if they would pop out if we made Jell-O shots. So I don't dislike tedious things. I would say I'm pretty tired right now washing all of these tart shells. I wish I could be done with washing these tart shells, and there's 10 of them. But I think it's really good training for me to do tedious things sometimes, because life is tedious, y'all. And for me to have a practice where I come to peace with making tedious things feel like zen, it helps me construct a healthier relationship with the nature of life, which is just a lot of repetition. Variations, for sure, but so much repetition. And I think in our society, we have been told to constantly crave and prize newness in such a way that it has become a neurosis. And it makes us unsatisfied with repetitious things. And it makes us feel like somehow the normal rhythms and cycles of life are no longer desirable, which I think causes a lot of mental strife in a lot of people. And it's all because of the way our society has been constructed to make us want difference in such a way that is not really sustainable. And that's why I think we have such a hard time understanding what it means to be happy, because our understanding of this abstract concept of happiness does not go hand in hand with the flows of life. And, you know, hey, if hand washing is not for you, you go find what makes you happy. There's so much of the world out there for you. And it's okay if I can't provide your happiness today. Alright, let's try washing some other things so that I can feel less of the drudgery for a bit. Even though it is the same motion, just the fact that I'm doing a different shape makes me feel a little bit special. And I think if I were doing this alone, I would be playing music now. Which I can't because YouTube is going to copyright that shit. But this is also equally pleasing to me because it feels like I'm washing it alongside people. And I am, even though you're not here. You're telling me what these things look like. I think I like this. Just like a bathroom sign man. Yo, their crotches are so dirty. It's like the rustiest parts. It's like the green rust. It's not even orange rust. How do you navigate trash food and meal prep and fridge feasting? Could you listen to music in headphones? Yeah, I totally can. But I kind of like just being here and listening to the scrubbing sounds right now. Not every time, but right now I do. I'm enjoying this a lot. How do I prep? I don't. I just see what's in the fridge that needs to be used, what is expiring, or what is something that I've bought for years that I haven't used. And then I try to see if I have condiments or ingredients that could potentially make it a fuller eating experience. And I just kind of fly with it, you know? I don't really plan on anything. I've never really been a planner for life. Planning has never fulfilled me or made me happy. It's always given me anxiety. Hello, Houston. Hey, you know what? If you're exhausted, you don't gotta do shit. Kelly, you really don't have to do shit. And I think the more shit you give yourself in terms of what you didn't accomplish, the worse your fatigue gets. I was talking yesterday about my uncle telling me about a man in China. It was his friend's brother who got COVID, got better, and experienced post-COVID fatigue, but he decided that he felt he should go back to work, and so he pushed through his fatigue to go back to work, and then ended up being hospitalized days later, and then ended up 2 days into the hospital stay dying. Like, he died from exhaustion. And so this is what I think about now, having experienced the passing of my mom, which I think was partially due to stress and exhaustion for sure, and having gone through COVID myself very recently, and still dealing with post-COVID fatigue in so many different ways, that like there is no world in which I want to live where I'm putting on even more pressure to myself to do more than what I feel capable of in the moment. That is something that has been external to me, that became internalized at a certain point, that made me feel unworthy of existing if I didn't produce and do shit, that is now adding to the mental stress and weight of being alive. And I really don't want to do that to myself, because I could literally drop dead at any given moment. Like so many people, including my own mother, she dropped dead. I don't seek to replicate her life in that way. I want to live in honor of her and to learn from her lessons, what not to do. And the first item on my agenda is to not make life harder for myself. So I hope, you know, it's easier said than done, especially if you have a family to take care of and you have responsibilities and you feel like you are the one holding it all together for the dependents. But if you can at all, just not make it harder on yourself and just give yourself the space to exist, because it's not really, I hate to use this word, but it's the right word, it's not productive to make yourself feel guilty. And it's kind of the way I approach my binge eating disorders. I was talking about this the other night too. It's like, I used to go binge on food, and then I would feel so physically ill from the binges, and on top of that I would make myself feel so psychologically tormented and shameful. And now when I binge, which I'm mindfully trying not to do as much, but you know, it still happens because it's not linear in terms of change and improvement, but I am doing my best that when I do binge, I don't give myself the secondary layer of pain, which is shaming myself for doing what I did. I just acknowledge that I binged. I acknowledge that there were triggers that led me to binging, and that I did it because that was my coping mechanism. I realized that, you know, because I needed to cope with stuff and shit in life, that's what I ended up doing, and that's what I ended up doing. And I let myself just be. I let myself be that version of me that needed to binge, and I sit with it, and I continue to exist, and I continue to move forward. Because whether or not I want to, I am moving forward. And just because I'm not making improvement and progress every day in that one singular direction doesn't mean that I'm stuck. No matter my intentions, I am changing. In terms of better or worse, that's just a value judgment that other people have agreed upon defining for me. I don't have to accept those definitions. And I certainly won't if accepting other people's definitions just end up hurting me even further. Why would I? Why would I want to cause myself abuse when I'm already down? Why would I want to police myself and oppress myself even more than I've allowed society to do for me? And if I'm not able to be kind to myself, then when will I get a fucking break from life? Never, right? And that's, I think, what drives some people to feel like suicidal and like truly depressed is when not only do they feel external judgment, they internalize that external judgment because we are social animals after all, and there is no break from the judgment. It just becomes inside out judgment day in and day out, and that becomes exhausting. You feel like shit. And so, of course, you would want to die sometimes because you feel like a piece of shit. So then the question becomes, how do you stop feeling like a piece of shit? Yeah, our society wants us to think that there are changes you can make to yourself and to your lifestyle that would make you less a piece of shit, that would make you earn feeling like less a piece of shit. But actually, as my favorite meditation book says, you are all you need. Like, this is it. This is you. You don't really need to change. You have arrived at yourself. And yesterday in farm school, we had an opening exercise, and the facilitator began to talk to us while we were doing like a breathing exercise of sorts. And I started crying because she said very many things that felt like it touched something in me. And she kept repeating towards the end of this exercise, welcome home. Welcome home to yourself. And I'm still thinking about what that means, to welcome yourself home. You know, that means that you've been alienated from yourself for so long that you've neglected to acknowledge your selfhood. Yeah, Keith, so many people depressed in dead-end jobs that they can't quit because they need to pay the bills. It's unfortunately called capitalism. It sucks so bad. It's painful. I'm sorry to hear that you're going through that, and whatever you can do to make that job less draining for yourself, please do it, because you need to prioritize self-preservation first and foremost. Because if you're not here, bills won't matter, would they? Man, our world is so fucked up. Like, we've made such a mess for ourselves, and we thought we were so smart, and we continue to think we're so smart, but we're all just so dumb, guys. We're so dumb. And if we could acknowledge that we're actually really fucking dumb, maybe we can stop doing all this stupid shit that we keep having to continue in order to put up a facade to ignore the fact that we did a lot of dumb shit to get us where we are. Like, so much dumb shit. All of it. This idea of owning property, this idea of stockpiling invisible, arbitrary wealth, this idea of competition, this idea of like you have to be better than others, this idea of you have to be beautiful and nobody can actually define beauty, and this idea that love is the most important thing in life, but nobody can define love either, and nobody knows how to love themselves either, while still saying, yeah, you should love yourself. Yeah, fuck yourself. You don't have to love yourself. You can hate yourself too, but you just have to live with yourself at the end of the day. I think this whole brainwashing theory of how we should all come to love ourselves is like so childish, because it's impossible to love yourself all the time. You just have to live with yourself, right? I'm not saying to hate yourself. I'm just saying allow yourself to feel what you feel. If you have this script in your head of I'm always supposed to be loving myself, then when you don't love yourself, you feel like you're doing something wrong. And that's actually the easiest way to not love yourself, is to say you should always love yourself. Does that even make sense? Am I getting too confusing? Look at this fish. That's a cool fish. I'm gonna love making fish cookies. That's cute. I love it. Do we think it could be something else? Could be. Could be like a really short mermaid. All I'm saying is stop policing yourself if you can. It is insidious, and it is doing the work for the system. You are complicit in your own self-abuse. I just ruined the fish. This is a weak-ass cookie cutter. Let me try to push him back into... You know what? He can be whatever shape he wants. Who am I to police what shape he takes on? Anyway, this is life. You fuck it up. You learn to live with it. Sometimes you try to correct it, and sometimes you give up. It's all okay, because at the end of the day, it's just a shape. It's gonna be a cookie. Maybe the cookie is burnt. Maybe the cookie doesn't taste good. Maybe you use salt instead of sugar in the cookie like a dumbass that day. And, that happens. Vic says it's true what you are saying. It's just so hard when I feel like there's nothing to like about myself. Okay, then don't like yourself. Who says you have to like yourself? The same voice that's telling you have to like yourself is the same voice that's trying to sell you shit. What are they trying to sell you when they tell you have to love yourself? What are the ways in which you envision changing yourself so that you could like yourself? What obstacles are standing in the way of you accepting yourself? Are those obstacles hoisted upon you, or are they organically spewing from your inner soul? Do you actually believe that there's nothing to like about yourself? Or is it just iterations of stuff you've been told your entire life that you've come to identify as yourself? Are you home with yourself? Do you even know who you are? And does it matter who you are? Maybe it doesn't. Maybe who you are is not just you in isolation. Maybe who you are is a collage of other people's interpretations and perceptions of you. That's okay too. But if that's the case, you realize that you have absolutely no agency over how other people perceive you, right? Because they will perceive what they perceive. And even if you try to change yourself to accommodate what they want to see out of you, you cannot guarantee that they will always want the same thing out of you. There is no way to guarantee that other people will accept you and like you. So, if you are always trying to achieve the selfhood against the rubric of other people's perception, you will never, ever, ever feel like you're home. Because you're not home. You're a nomad. And you know what, Kelly? I feel like a lot of my mom felt what you might be feeling now, too. For people who have committed themselves into a marriage, into a family structure, that have taken on roles that, you know, come with responsibility for others, yeah, they do start to lose their individuality, which might not always be bad. Sometimes people find a lot of meaning in those roles and they come to like themselves better even with those roles in community with others. But if it didn't serve you and you feel like, oh, well, now the marriage is dissolved and I've lost it all, so who am I without it? Like, yeah, that is traumatic. It feels like half or all of you has been wiped, you know? I don't have a solution to that, but I hear it, and I see it, and I wish I could have helped my mom more through that, but sometimes these are just personal journeys that I can't do shit about. I can't even do shit about some of my own personal journeys except to witness how depressed I am on some days, and I just allow myself to be fucking depressed. And I think that is the only way in which I can afford myself peace, is not to say, well, you shouldn't be depressed, or you don't deserve to be depressed, or you have all these things, and why are you depressed? Or, you know, like, depression makes you unproductive, and it makes you lazy, and it makes you fat, and it makes you out of shape, and it makes you not fun to be around, and nobody's gonna love you. Like, that's the thought spiral that happens when I'm depressed. So, the best thing I can do for myself when I am depressed is to say, yeah, I'm depressed today. I'm going to let myself be depressed, and I'm going to just let the seasons ride themselves through me. I relinquish control because control is an illusion. I've never really had control, but society has made me believe that I do have control so that I can be manipulated to do the biddings of others. I'm not saying I'm going to be a terrible person and I'm going to go kill people. Like, I have control to not kill people, you know? But do I have control over how I feel about myself? After having gone through decades of socialization and, you know, collective delusional brainwashing of values and moral systems that are not really applied to everyone equally, like, that's a lot to disentangle myself from, you know? That's not going to happen in the snap of a finger. It takes time. It might never be rid from my system, because once you feed the body poison, it can try to detox, but sometimes the damage is already done. So to realize all of those as factors is to also lend myself a peace of mind that I am simply trying to be what I am with what I have. And if I can't push myself, then I can't push myself that day. I think about all the times where I went to exercise classes or even like free exercise videos online, and all the rhetoric about how, like, you're your own obstacle. Like, Get out of your own way. Reach for higher ground. Be the best version of you. Like, what the fuck are those cultures saying to me? That I'm not good enough, right? That I have to always be reaching for higher, 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 more, 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 better, 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 hotter, 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 fitter, fitter, fitter. Be more. Be more is what they're saying to me. So by default of telling me to be more, they're telling me that I'm less, not enough, lacking. That's how insidious these cultures are. Every single industry does some form of this. Your clothes don't look good enough. They're out of fashion. They're old. They have little threads. They're poor quality. You're not ethical enough. You need to buy clothes that are ethically made. Meanwhile, they're suppressing their own worker unions behind the scenes, despite how clean and humane and, transparent their sourcing is. So it all comes back for me. What are they trying to sell me? What am I being sold here? Because our world is about selling things right now. Right? Because our world runs on profit. That's the goal for everyone. And sometimes the values that have been developed over centuries are not clear in their etymology anymore, because the system wants you to forget where all of these values came from, who built them, who continues to uphold them, and what the purpose of these values are. This is why I love talking about taboo subjects, because I feel like taboos hold us back in so many ways. Why are there topics that are off limits? Why are there topics that are undesirable? What does it mean when we reject topics that actually we all experience on some level in life? To segregate certain topics to become unacceptable is to alienate ourselves from ourselves. I think I'm finished cleaning, y'all. Now I just have to rinse. And my hands are thoroughly pruny. And Kelly, it's a two-way street. We appreciate you for being here and to say what you have to say, because we're constantly learning from each other. Even when you don't think you're contributing, you are. Yeah, I only went to SoulCycle once because it was a free pass. The music is so loud. It is so cozy feeling. All the people there are like hot, conventionally hot bodies. They all seem wealthy and white. And even if they weren't wealthy, they are supposed to be performing wealth. When you're at a place like SoulCycle, you are expected to perform wealth, right? You have the best Lulus on your butt. You have like spanking new bras. You don't have cheap $5 95% cotton 5% spandex bralettes, but that's when I started to realize in life that a lot of these things are not made for people like me. They are inaccessible, and it took me a couple more years to realize that I shouldn't have to feel bad for myself, because I don't need to be in there to make myself happy. I can find my happiness elsewhere. Like buying a $6 box of cookie cutters that I spent an hour and a half washing. But we did it, guys. We did it. And now I have to go to Aaron's to go edit some video footage for you guys, because you want the content. Am I right? Dude, my sports bras are so old. There is absolutely zero support for my boobs, but that's the best part about having size A boobs. Is your life right now any closer to your vision of happiness? Yes. I have nothing that I desire anymore. My mom died. And after that, I was like, how do I want to live my life? Well, first of all, I'm not going to deal with bullshit at work. So then I got fired. I said what I needed to say. I allowed myself to not live in other people's lies. I refused to be manipulated. And I spoke out what I needed to say, and they let me go. And I said, yep, that's not the place for me. Good. I'm glad. And I am. I don't know if you can notice it, but I am much happier and at peace with myself now. I have no income, but, it'll come. I'm not starving. I feel fine for now. And because I'm not in the mindset of hoarding wealth, I'm not worried until I start running out of funds. But based on the way that I live, I can stretch my funds for a while. And, if the economy collapses, which is always threatening to do, then we'll all be in the same boat together, sinking. So what is the point of churning to earn, and save, when at any moment all of this illusion can just, bam. No point. Ooh, and I forgot to show you the best part of the thrift. Remix gave me this metallic bundle of stones for free. I was like, I found this. How much do you want for it? And they were like, it's been there for 8 months. You can totally take it and give it a good home. So I took it, and then I made a dick sculpture with it. That's the first thing that I made, is a dick sculpture. Do you like my dick? It has 3 balls, because why stick to only 2? You are the artist. You create your own version of dick. And I guess this could be... We're going to get demonetized. Goodbye!